Garza, and I hope you're having a rocking day today. And if you were with us last week, I started a 3-week series called Before and After. And the main objective of this series was to step out of the norm of just showing you before and after pics, which in my opinion today have become highly distorted to the point they're almost, it's a joke. You can tell they've been photoshopped and they've been airbrushed, and you know, all the people are coming out now talking about how those really weren't their abs, movie stars, that they were airbrushed in movies and blah, 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 blah. So anyway, I decided to actually go into my camps and find 3 women that would sit down and have the courage to go into detail what their life was like before they actually took that first step of giving us a call. And man, you know, like I said in the interviews, I didn't even realize what some people really go through and the courage it takes to call us and say, look, you know, I need help. I want to join the fat loss camp, but I'm scared, I'm intimidated, I don't know what to expect. It's just basically what I call false evidence appearing real, which is fear. And we all have it at one time or another. It's just overcoming that mindset and doing something about it. But I sat down last week. If you saw Susan's story, it was incredible, blew me away. She talked about the depression she went through. And if you didn't get to catch that video, man, take a moment and click a tab up here on my website that says before and after. Susan's story's on there. And again, I'll warn you, these are 30 minutes long, but they're worth every minute of it for you to listen and understand what people go through. And I know every one of us can relate to some part of somebody's story. There's always something about somebody's story we can all relate to. And this week, I have a lady, her name is Robin Aaron. Robin's only been with us for 13 weeks. I keep saying months, but she's been with us for 13 weeks. Susan last week had been with us for 13 months or a little over a year. So what I've done is I took Robin, who's been here 13 weeks, which to a lot of people, that hits home a little bit more, because you're like, wow, that's just been 13 weeks and she's done this. You know, Susan's been there a year, and a lot of you, that's exhausting to think about a year down the road. So I brought Robin in, and wow, man, again, another mind-blowing interview of a lady that's been through some hard times, what she went through, and where she's at today, though, man. It's just incredible, the transformation she's made just in 13 weeks. And she's just got a whole long life ahead of her of just great results coming. She's just an incredible lady. So, anyway, sit back and pick a moment when you have the time to sit down and watch this and listen to Robin and her story, and I think you're going to be moved and touched by it. So, hey, I love you, and here's Robin. Hey gang, this is Travis Garza again, and today I'm here with Robin, and Robin attends my Oklahoma City camp. And first I want to thank her so much for sitting down and doing this. As I've said in the past, you know, this is something coming out of somebody's comfort zone to sit in front of a camera and tell their story. You know, that's just huge. I mean, just showing up for the camp, working out, acknowledging you have a weight problem, and asking someone for help is huge, but let alone sitting down and getting videotaped that's going to go out to so many people out there is just big. And but my whole point of this is, again, I'm so sick of all the Photoshop before and after pictures. Back in the day, people really did that legitly. Right. I, to this day, still do it legitly. You know, some people when they come in my camp, they're like, man, your pictures are kind of like, there's no fanciness to them. It's because they're just pictures they give me. I mean, they give me the before picture, then we take a picture and put it up on the wall, and you see the difference. We're not trying to make it pretty and holding a newspaper and all that. It's like, this is the people, and you know, we got other things to do. So sometimes hearing a live person speak is so much more impactful. And you know, first of all, you know, everyone, Robin, has a story and struggles when it comes to being overweight and knowing they have a weight problem, need to lose weight for many reasons. And again, I say many reasons. It's not just for cosmetic appearances. So what I basically want to ask is, what is your story before meeting me, before attending our camp? I mean, where was this girl right here? This is Robin before, and I want to know where Robin was in life, mentally, physically, before getting involved with my fat loss camp.
First of all, that wasn't even me at my biggest.
Oh, wow.
I was actually
News to me.
looking at pictures, and that was about 4 years ago. You know, I can sit here and say, poor me, you know, this person did this, this person did that. Life is hard. and it's been difficult. And after the separation of my daughter's father and I turned to eating. It was my comfort, and before I knew it, here I am. And then I remarried, and in that relationship, I had a dirt bike accident, wrecked a dirt bike, completely shot my knee out, and that did the rest. We ate out all the time. That was my crutch. I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't know how many times, if I counted how many times I said I can't, up to now, I'd be a rich woman.
Right.
I just, it was difficult. I always was looking at everybody around me, and it's never my fault. It's this person did this to me. This person did this to me. And one day, it just snapped. I'm the only one doing this to me. Nobody can make me put that food in my mouth. Nobody can tell me, get up off the couch. I have to choose to do that. I was in, failed relationship, and I hit bottom with the last relationship I was in, and I can't believe I'm saying this on camera, but ended up in the hospital. I had a total breakdown, turned to alcohol, and not a good thing. And I had hit bottom in my life, and I'm standing in the hospital, humiliated that I'm even there, looking in the mirror going, who are you? How did you get here? How did you... Sorry.
Okay.
And I just knew at that point in time I had to change. I had to change how I lived, how I looked at myself, and now I can look back and say, how can anybody love me if I don't love myself?
Right.
And I didn't like what I saw when I looked in the mirror. At my heaviest, I was 269 pounds. And, I feel awful for my daughter because that's how I was her entire childhood. I was a heavy woman. I didn't get to go out and do all these athletic things with her. I tried, but, I just feel like I was the embarrassing mom, in the, background. It was time to do something. She is such a great kid, and she's always been very supportive of me. She's going to be 21 this year. Wow.
Yeah.
But she's kind of my support now. She recently, this last year, moved to Nebraska. She's engaged. And
Awesome.
So that was another one of those, boom.
Yeah.
What's next?
Right.
My daughter's moved away. I have no family here. I'm now single again.
Right.
But I truly believe God puts you in situations to test you. We as humans are continuously growing, and we either take our experiences, learn from them, and move forward, or you stay where you're at.
Yes.
And I guess it was 2 years ago now when I ended up in the hospital, I'd never been on my own.
Right.
I was now single. I've never lived in my own place. I've always been taken care of. Here I am, no family, no friends, I'm just starting over. And I was able to, it was so cool. I went out one night with some friends, and I ran into some friends that I used to know, and they just accepted me with open arms. Yes. And they've become my support system. Right. Monica, she attends the class also. She was the one that told me about the Groupon. Hey, guess what? And I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah.
She is one of my biggest support systems, to help me get back where I was. So that's just kind of my story. I hit that bottom, and it's just time to stop making excuses, stop blaming everybody else. I'm not going to give them that power anymore.
Yes, exactly.
I'm in control of me.
Yeah.
I love me.
Yeah.
I want to be happy, and I'm the only one that can do that. Nobody can make me happy. I make me happy.
Yes.
And going forward, that involves, the people that come into my life are going to be those type of people, that love me for me, and it's either take me as I am or don't.
Right.
But you better get out of my way if you're not.
Right.
So I've kind of got that attitude going there.
Awesome. That's well, the mindset shift has to occur, just like what you're saying there, before you can make progress in all areas of your life, and including weight loss and better and taking care of yourself physically. So you have to do that.
It's a mental change. It's
A huge mental change. And ladies, take that. Just like I said, if you got one thing to take, the mental change has to be, I'm ready to make a change, and no one else is going to do it for me. And I've got to get up off that couch and go do something. And like I said, a lot of times it's fear that it's paralysis by analysis. That's what I call it. You're analyzing it to death, and you're paralyzed.
It's funny that too. But when I say it's got to be a mental, you've got to do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
You really do, because when I went through my second divorce, I can't believe I'm saying that, but
Hey.
we were standing in the kitchen. Bless his heart, he's a good man, but we obviously weren't meant to be. And I was at my heaviest at that point, and he looked at me and he said, I just don't find you attractive anymore. Yeah. And it pissed me off. And that's where I started I started this journey. Yeah. But it wasn't because I'm doing it for me, it was because screw you. Yeah. I was pissed.
Right.
And I did it out of anger. So I lost 60 pounds. Boom.
Right.
I was riding my bicycle to the gym back and forth, and I was there for an hour a day, and and I dropped it. Well, then I got into another relationship. I got comfortable. Well, the weight comes right back.
Sure.
And that's why it's got to be a lifestyle change. You can't, I've been on this roller coaster ride for 6 years now.
Yeah.
And I went up to 230, 240, and that's where that picture is.
Right.
And
so this is where you were at 240 right here. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you tried several things to lose weight. You did what everyone else. I mean, this is no new story to everyone. We've all been on the ups and the downs, and it's like I said, all programs work. Any program works. Any diet works. But does it sustain for lifestyle? And you've got to find that point in your life where there's balance, where I'm going to do this the rest of my life. It doesn't just you get it off and then you go, oh well, I'm gonna get comfortable again. So awesome. I know weight loss is the main reason people seek me out. That's the main reason they come to me. And then as time goes by, I call it peeling the onion. I peel back the other layers of stuff. So was there more that you were seeking along with weight loss at first, or was it just strictly weight loss?
Definitely the weight loss, but it's funny. I'm in a new relationship.
Awesome, good for you.
We're going on a year.
Good job.
And
love it.
I did a boot camp last year.
Okay.
I was living in Yukon, and first time doing anything like that.
Sure.
And he instantly saw my mood change.
Right.
The stress level went down. It was awful. it was awful.
Yeah.
It was a good experience for me.
Right.
It opened my eyes, because it wasn't going to curves and
Right.
doing your little circuit.
Right.
Completely different. It was getting sick and thinking I'm dying, and
Right.
And I did. It was a Groupon.
Yeah.
So it was a month. Well, once that month was up, that was it.
Right.
We were moving up this way, so I wasn't going to join, whatever.
Right.
So there it went.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that was it.
Yeah.
But he noticed my mood going back.
Right.
You're more stressed. He's on, Robin. You can't. This is something you have to do.
Right.
And
we're speaking of
my current relationship.
Yes. Gotcha.
Yes, and he's forever.
So he noticed once you'd quit the exercise program that all of a sudden everything went back to we're heading downhill again.
Yep.
Awesome.
And he's like, no, you can't do this, and so I started looking around in this area, and one morning Monica said, hey,
Yep.
there's a Groupon, let's try it. And I said, okay, let's do it. And that was 13 weeks ago.
Awesome.
So, and it's I haven't missed a class yet.
Oh, no,
And I
yeah,
won't.
you're diligent. Robin, people have what I call it a trigger point, and this occurs to several factors in life, not just in my industry, but that's when something made you snap one day, and on that day is when your life changed forever, and you knew right then at that moment that you were going to find a way, to get this weight off, make a lifestyle change, and you knew then, not that it was another 6-week program or another Groupon, you knew then your mind changed that this is a forever deal, just like you're a new man, that's a forever deal. What was your, real quickly, what was your trigger point? Like what snapped it? It has to be a lifestyle, because you've tried a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And you've done it, you sound like, you've done a lot of programs. So what's the snapping point this time that what triggered you?
Looking at my past, and it kept trying to come back and haunt me.
Yeah.
And I could fall into that poor me.
Sure.
Real quick, real easy, and I can't.
Right.
I just, I looked at it. I looked in the mirror, just like that night in the hospital. I looked in the mirror. Who are you? And I don't know.
Right.
So I feel like I'm learning who Robin is all over.
Yep.
And I didn't like who I was. So honestly, it was just waking up one morning and going, no more excuses.
Yeah.
No more blame. No more BS.
Enough.
I quit the smoking. I quit, if I have a glass of wine once a week, that's slim. Enough.
Not just
That's
a little
not
lifestyle change. We had to get, hey, let's quit this. Let's work on getting the smoking out, all the alcohol, that stuff.
Smoke free for a year
Not
now?
1 foot in, 1 foot out. You jump in. All right.
No, and that was a year ago that change happened for me.
Well,
so much was involved in that, and I just didn't want to fall into the same routine. The poor me. The exercise part of it, a lot to do, and ladies, trust me, I completely understand the money.
Yeah.
It's that the exercise program is always the first to go when things get tight.
Yeah.
And I didn't have help.
Right.
It was just me. Okay, I can't afford this.
Right.
Well, that's no longer an option anymore. Along with that mental set, cable will go off before I come here.
And I say this over and over again, and this is the first time I've revealed this on video, is I've said earlier is, Robin, everyone needs a coach. And people understand, I get called all kind of things, guru, this, that, and the other, and because I've been doing it 28 years. I'm the old guy in the industry, and 28 years, and I tell people I have a coach, and I pay him quite well.
Right.
And in an area that I don't disclose, but everyone needs accountability. And you're right. When it comes, people, when they get in a crunch time, their health and their weight and the food all go out the window. When reality, you have to have all that to make the rest of it work.
Right.
To raise your kid, to be able to go to do your job. Because you get sick, you're not going to go work and make money to pay your bills. And you won't pay that Cox bill and all that stuff. So, our mentality is, we're not going to work out because it's X amount of dollars a month. When reality is right, something else needs to go and keep our health up. And when the medical bills start racking up one day, that's when you're like, I could have paid that monthly fee and avoided a lot of that. Yep. What changes have you seen since starting my program? You said you've been 13 months, okay?
No, weeks.
13 weeks, I'm sorry, 13 weeks. And mainly like physically, strength, clothes, energy, happier, all those things.
All the above.
All the above. All the above. That's awesome.
I've dropped 21 pounds now.
Okay, and that's 13 weeks.
That's 13 weeks.
Yeah, because our last interview was with a lady that had been doing it for years. So I wanted you to see, someone short-term, ladies, so that you have like something in front of you, not something that's a year away. This is 13 weeks in the making here. So go ahead.
And it's frustrating because you want quick results.
Sure, we're Americans. Yeah.
I've tried the quick, lose weight quick. It doesn't work. It
doesn't stay off either.
It doesn't stay off, and it comes double what you lost. I tried that, and I have to mentally tell myself every day, a pound a week.
Yes.
No big deal.
Yes.
I can do that. So slow and surely, but it's going to stay off.
Right.
And I'm turning 40 this year.
Woo.
So I signed up for the 6 months.
Yep.
which puts me in August, which
Right.
is my 40th birthday. So
Awesome.
that was my goal, is 40 pounds
Nice.
by the time I turn 40.
Setting goals. See, that's incredible.
So that's kind of my personal goal.
Right.
So
And
that's
you know, you've got to look at it again. You know, when people, the lady I just spoke with, she was talking about what you've done. Obviously, is she quit looking at food and exercise. Food as, oh, good, what are we having for dinner?
Right.
And exercise is like, oh my gosh. As soon as you turn your head around and say, you know what, those are things I need in my life, and food is nothing more than energy and what I need to
Right.
survive. Yes, it needs to taste good. I get that, but don't make it the priority of your lust, as I call it. Like,
Exactly.
oh, what's for lunch? Where are we going?
Right.
Hey, you know, this is what I'm eating. This is the eating plan, and I have one day a week to get to cheat, go eat what I want. And
But I eat good.
yeah. Well, if you're, that's people think they don't get to starve, and we don't do that.
No.
That's
I
why those programs don't ever work.
I eat, you know, every 3 hours, but you know, I'll get up in the morning after I go to the gym. I get home and I cook an omelet, you know, egg white omelet,
Yeah.
mushrooms, onions, peppers, you know,
You are the poster child. That's awesome.
you know, and it's good.
Yes, and that's it. It can be good. It's
It
just,
doesn't
you
have
have
to
to
be
put changes in your life, and if we're used to just going fast food, is it more of a problem to actually stop and prepare food? Of course it is. But once you do that for a few weeks and
It's
you see how
habit.
you feel,
It becomes habit.
yes. How do you feel today compared to when you started only 13 weeks ago? And how do you think? How do you think about your approach to working out nutrition? Like I just said, you know, this is how you need to approach it. How did you change your thought patterns towards nutrition and working out? And how do you feel compared to 13 weeks ago?
I've always been somewhat of a healthy eater. I
Good.
love fruits, vegetables.
Yep.
I'm not big on red meat.
Sure.
When I got together with Chris, my boyfriend, he's vegetarian.
There you go.
So that kind of took out a lot of the pork, bacon, sausage, the things that I love
Yes,
to eat.
yes.
So I just, you know, I eliminated this now. I love chicken and I will go and eat, but, you know, he does eat seafood.
Oh,
So that's
that's
what
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
We eat a lot of fish and a lot of shrimp and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I still eat healthy, good food, and it's easy.
Right.
You know, we went to Red Lobster last
Sure.
night. It was my cheat.
There you go. Yeah.
But you know, I had crab legs, so I'm got my Fitness Pal going.
There you go.
90 calories for
Yeah.
a half pound of crab legs. It's nothing,
Right.
you know. So it's easy to eat healthy.
Right.
It's just doing it.
Right.
You know, do I want that BLT for lunch? I really don't anymore. Once you get it out of your system and get past all that, I don't crave it anymore.
And if you do it occasionally and you see how you feel, not mentally because you did it, but how all of a sudden you're like, oh, people recognize that, especially in my programs. They're like, oh my gosh, do I have to have that cheat day now? Because, I mean, I feel like crap after I do that.
Yeah.
And I want you to remember how you used to feel. So, A, it speeds your metabolism. We have a reason we do that. But B, it gives you that reminder of this is how I used to feel. So how much weight have we lost in 13 weeks?
21 pounds.
Okay, dress sizes?
Two dress sizes.
Two
Well,
dre-
I wish I had taken my measurements before I started, but I'm seeing a big change. But yes, 2 dress sizes.
Awesome.
As far as
That's
as
13
far as-
weeks. That's
So-
not, that's, I mean, that's awesome. That's
so
great.
I'm excited. I feel great. I'm happy.
That's a big key there too. It's just the happiness of it. What do you think, ladies out there watching right now, who are just like, okay, I get all this, and man, this lady's been through a lot, and I can relate to that. What do you think about the program at our fat loss camps, and what do you think about our instructors? I mean, as far as so many, we've never been called we're not a boot camp. We've been roped into that lately because they're a fad. We've always been a fat loss camp.
Right.
And my target's middle-aged women and older. I mean, my mom's 67. She does my camp in Choctaw. So what do you think as a female, and knowing it's a female-dominated program, about the program and our instructors and how you're treated or whatever it may be?
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm in the Oklahoma City class. Sarah is the bomb.
Yeah.
She is a very, very motivational, very inspirational. And the ladies I work out with, you know, I posted that on Facebook
Yes.
the other day.
Yeah.
They are incredible, you know, and that makes it even easier to get up in the morning and go.
Yeah.
And it just the way it makes me feel. Granted, yeah, I know there's evening classes too. I'm a morning person.
Oh,
I
yeah.
prefer to get up, get going, get done. That way when I'm done after work,
Yeah.
I can go home and relax and chill. But if I'm just afraid if I was not to go, I can't imagine. Well, the days I don't.
Yes, you're
completely
very adamant
different.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed today, and yes.
Well, it's let's see, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
Three
So
days a week, 4 days at the most.
I was
Yep.
so glad you added the Saturday.
Yeah.
So 4 days a week. When I don't go Tuesdays and Thursdays, I know those are my resting days. But it's still, it's
like I need to be doing something.
I need to be there. I need to be there because it makes my day better.
Sure.
So those days I tend to not be as, I guess, bubbly. I drive everybody at work crazy because I come in just full of energy and bubbly and it's something that's just part of its habit now.
Right.
And I have my days. Don't get me wrong. I do have my days that I'm going, God, I really don't want to go.
Yeah.
But it's not an option.
Yeah.
It's not an option because knowing my own personality, I know if I skip it, it could create a cycle.
Right.
So it's not an
You're
option.
right. You are so correct there. You miss 3 or 4 days of anything, you start then finding the excuses you used to do
Yep.
of, well, I'll go next Monday. I'll go.
Yep.
So, and I tell people all the time, one time after class, I'm like, how's everybody feel right now? Because you can tell when you come in at 5:30, people are kind of like dragging in, and they're like, everybody's like this. How do you feel? Feel awesome.
Right.
Once you know how you feel after that class, that's a drug.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, I know it's tiring. I know that, but in 40 minutes, our class is 40 minutes long.
That's it.
You're going to be jacked with adrenaline.
That's right.
And I've done something positive before my day even started. And that's awesome. A deal that I work hard at, I mean, I've been around forever. I used to be in the gyms and all that stuff. And I hated how people came in. You have 900 members, and they're a paying client.
Mm-hmm.
Their number, they swipe it, and their number pops up.
Right.
So when I set out to do my fat loss camps years ago, people come up to me now and they're saying, you kind of got a little cult thing going there, don't you? Because I see you on Facebook, always talking to your clients, and when they make big goal changes, you compliment them. And I said, I do. I said, cult in a good word. Mm-hmm. And I said, but yeah, that's why I call them tribes. We're tribe members. And I did that intentionally years ago because I want people, in this day and age, we're so disconnected. People actually, and I've been proven right, love being a part of something. Now, we are a results-oriented program. Don't get me wrong. But I also want it to be where you come here and it's like you feel like, like cheers. Well, everyone knows your name. Like, in your camp, you know all those ladies. That's your new group of people maybe you would have never met in your life.
I wouldn't have.
And outside of your family, it's cool sometimes to be belong to a club. And so, do you feel like you belong to something more than just a paying client facility?
Definitely,
Good.
definitely. The support we give each other, and it's really cool. Facebook, everything's gone to Facebook.
Yes.
But that's cool because I go in, I check in.
Sure.
That holds me accountable.
Yes.
And to be able to communicate and say, great job. It becomes a family.
Yes.
And again, another addiction. I love that.
A good one, though.
Yes, a very good. I love the support. I love to be able to give support. Mm-hmm. And it holds me accountable, and I have to have that. I have to have the situation where I'm being held accountable.
Right.
And I try to encourage people to eat healthy and to exercise. At one point, my blood pressure was skyrocket. I went to the doctor just for an exam, and they wouldn't let me leave. I was there for 4 hours because they were afraid I was going to stroke out.
Yeah.
I'm no longer on blood pressure medicine. I went for my physical in February, and I'm healthy.
That's awesome.
My cholesterol, everything is awesome, and I feel healthy, and it's just made such a big change in my life as far as how I deal with stress and how I deal with people and how I look at myself, and that's the biggest part right there. I look in the mirror and I'm starting to like what I see.
And once again, you're hearing yet another person say how I deal with stress. I can't get across enough to people. Yes, you're here for weight loss, but before you start this program, things can be this big. And once you start exercising and getting your nutrition in balance, it's like, that's still a problem, but it's not as big as it was. I was like, I can deal with that now. And let me tell you what's cool about this lady. I taught her camp a few weeks ago on a Saturday when Sarah was out of town. And there was a lady there who's starting off, and she's in the back, and she's doing what everybody does when they first start off. And she's like, I used to be that lady. I was the one back there. I think it's Roseanne is her name, and in the back. And she's modifying, because we teach people to modify. We don't scream at you. We run everything on a stopwatch, so you're not singled out doing 20 of this and 50 of that. But if they start caring, it's like an overlap effect. And that's what I love about my camps, is I see people who started off and then all of a sudden become like a mentor to somebody new coming in. Like, hey, I was there. It's almost like a ladies' club support group.
And it's real people.
Yes, exactly.
That was another thing with my past experiences going to a gym. I hated going in and seeing the little Barbies. And,
Yes.
It frustrates me.
Yeah.
The people I work out with, they're looking great,
Yes.
but they're real people.
Yes.
And
They've had kids and they've been through life.
Exactly.
Yes, yeah.
Exactly. And that's the other thing. And they're all very genuine.
Yes.
They like I said, I didn't know anybody when I started, and I am starting to create friendships.
Yes.
And just hearing them with the comments with me, wow, that shirt used to be tight on you. Look at it now.
Yeah.
We're seeing the difference. I hate lunges. I no longer say I hate lunges. Bring them on, Sarah. Bring me the lunges. Because I babied my knee.
Sure.
I still wanted to do that.
Yeah.
It gets easier, but you got to do it.
Well, and I am a no BS kind of guy. When I sit down with consultations and I talk to people, I'm not the guy that's going to sugarcoat it and tell you, oh yeah, it's just a walk in the park and you're going to be fine. Don't get me wrong. You start off, we modify, tell people go easy, only do 20 seconds on a 30-second deal. I mean, you ease into the program, and the stopwatch ran, so that way no one's just doing 50 reps and waiting on somebody to get done. But I'm sorry, but you're going to have to work.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to follow some sort of eating plan, and I give those to people. And, the whole thing is one big total package. You can't eat bad and think you're going to work a bad diet. That doesn't work. And I'm not going to lie to you about that. And I tell people, if you're ready to make a change, we are results oriented, but you got to put your part in.
That's right.
I'll give it to you on a simple platter. Everything you need to be successful, the tools.
You just have to do it.
But you got to do it.
And I don't know how many times I hear people say, there's always tomorrow. Ladies, there is no tomorrow.
Yeah.
There will never be tomorrow.
That's right.
There's only today.
This
You
time.
have to do this today.
Yeah.
Get up and do it.
Well, on that note, there's a lot of women right now who are watching this, and again, I target middle age and upper women. Younger women are welcome, but like you said, we don't have the Barbie doll atmosphere because
Right.
I'm looking for people that had kids, living in the real world and busy schedules, and didn't need someone who cares.
Right.
So there's a lot of women who are watching this right now who are where you used to be, and you've been down a hectic road, in what I call a painful place, and they're there right now. And I call it that because I've counseled so many of them, and I see pain, and people go, oh, you mean like an injury? I go, no, it's inside pain. Like, I need to do something, but there's so much information out there, so overwhelming. They have no direction. Secretly kept inside of themselves. They're hiding behind the computer where it's safe, watching this secretly, wanting help. What would you say as a woman to another woman that you used to be? What can you tell them to help them understand they're not alone?
You're not alone. I know the feeling of thinking you are. Get out there. Start talking to people. You would be amazed to what kind of support you can find. You have to remember, like I said before, there is no tomorrow. Stop putting it off till tomorrow because there is no tomorrow. I had to drill that into my head. There's today. Get up. Look in that mirror, start loving yourself. That's the bottom line right there. If you don't love what's in here, you're not going to do anything. You have to love what's in here and start doing the things to make you feel good, make you proud. Don't turn to the food, don't turn to the alcohol or any of the other crutches that are out there. I've hit them all, trust me. And to walk away from it, it's hard. It's very hard. But you got to do it. You got for your family, for yourself, for your health, for your life. There's so much out there that if you stop with all the BS, stop making the excuses, stop blaming other people, stop being the victim, stop doing all the crap, and just get out there and do it, you will change your life for the better forever. It's a lifestyle change. It's right here. You have to change it here before you can change it anywhere else. So just do it. You just do it.
That's so awesome. I mean, I mean, we're talking this lady right here, you know, she used to be where you're at right now. And this is a strong woman now, focused. I call it laser focused. I mean, she's on a mission and she's happy. She's energetic. Heck, she's giving me chill bumps because she's just so jacked. And I'm a jacked up person. But I mean, you know, at the end of each one of my emails, people will say, why do you say I love you? I said, because I do love you. And I said, in a family manner, as in, I love you, I care, right. I set out long ago to help people out, stuff like that. But I just want to thank you so much for sitting down with this, and I do love you.
No,
Thanks.
Yes.
All right.